We're live. Now you'll have to excuse me because I just have to make some adjustments here. I am using the new camera still, but it almost looks like we're a little bit far away. And I can't make that closer now. So we're just going to have to deal with it. I'm going to move this down a little bit. There we go. That's a little bit better, right? All right. Lighting okay. I know we have a lot of that way. We have a lot of light coming in from there. So, you know, it is what it is. Hopefully we have good lighting. We have Doodle, the Prince of Dogness, who is like freaking out here. He knows I'm talking, which means he knows it's snack time. So Doodle, you ready for a snack? Yeah. All right. Hang on right here and I will get you a snack. It's snack time for Doodle. Snack time for Doodle. There you go. There you go, Doodle. It is snack time for Doodle. So welcome, everybody. Let's see. Adam says he had a better week. He told everyone, he hoped everyone had a better week than he did. So Adam, I guess unless you feel like telling us, and maybe you don't feel like telling us, then I'm sorry to hear about that. And I hope that this week coming up is better. Ice Hand, hello. Miguel, hello. Jeff, hello. I think that covers it for now. We have only 5 people in the room. So I will probably have to cover this again, only because it's early. We don't have everybody in the room yet. We're okay. So that might be the big question is like, are we okay? And yes, we are okay. We are in a part of LA, which is kind of central to where the fires are. So I think the closest one is about 10 miles to our east or northeast. And so we are okay. Now, today, the wind is calm. The wind has been calm for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we're okay for the time being. And hopefully the firefighters can get to the fires. But Tuesday, they're expecting the Santa Ana winds to come back. And the Santa Ana winds is what kind of fanned all this and kind of made all this a big thing in the first place. So hopefully when the Santa Ana winds come in on Tuesday, it won't be too crazy. Hey, Janice is here. Welcome, Janice. One of his dogs. Oh, wait. My cat died. Oh, my God. He was 25. 25? Oh, my God. That's a long time, even for a cat. I mean, I know most cats live maybe 18, 20 years, something along those lines. At 20, 25, it's a long time. Yeah, I can understand you being heartbroken. So I was around my sister when she had his son and outlived his cat brothers and one of his dog brothers. Oh, my God, that's terrible. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I was going to say I will be devastated when Doodle dies, but unfortunately, because he is a pet, because he is a dog, he probably will go before us. So our last dog, Rex, we had for 13 years, and it's never easy. It never gets easier. So sorry to hear about that. Oh wait, Jeff's saying sorry. Ice Hand, did you have bad news as well? I hope not. All right, so everybody's saying hello to everybody. So again, we are okay. We are okay for the time being. They have made some progress over the weekend. I get this Superman thing happening here. I don't know what's going on with that. So we had some progress over the weekend, but not a lot. Okay, that just went. All right, that was goofy. I want to say the fire that claimed all those buildings and even some lives in Altadena, that is the Eaton fire. And I think last I saw it was like something like 10% contained. The Palisades one, which is the one that devastated Malibu, that one is heading south. So that one is getting starting to go into Santa Monica, and they've evacuated people in Santa Monica. So I don't know how long it's going to last and what's going to happen, but why does this thing keep on going in and out of focus? It's when I put my hands up, isn't it? I put my hands up and it focuses on my hand, and then now we're all out of focus. Julie, do you have enough experience with these cameras to know how to get it back in focus, or does it do it by itself? Because now I'm out of focus. I look all misty and stuff. Okay, we're just going back and forth. That's okay. Oh, it's back. All right. I just have to like not move in and out really quickly, like I just did. Doodle, you finished your snack already? You finished your snack already? Wow, that was fast. Doodle, the Prince of Dogmas, everybody. Well, Doodle, I'm going to have that. Okay, yes, I will pet you. I will pet you in your cute scarf. It was weird. I was up around 2:30 this morning going to the bathroom, and he was up walking around, and then 3 hours later, my mom woke me up and told me he died. Yeah, that's fast. When my mom died in July, we had gone in to see her. I think, I want to say, Julie would remember, we left, I want to say we left around 9:30. And we said, well, we'll let her get some rest. And then we got a call about 11 o'clock saying that she had died. So I think she just was waiting for us. Animals are the same sometimes. They just are waiting for the right moment and waiting to say goodbye, to kind of, their way of saying goodbye. So I don't know. You just got the Doodle cam. It will only focus on the Doodle Superstar. That's probably what it is. Is you can only focus on Doodle. So how is the volume? How is the video? How is the lighting? Is there anything I need to adjust? I was doing some, not filming, recording. I was doing some recording with Tom, old guy in Colorado, because he has another channel called Old Guy Radio Players, and he has a show called George and Pudgy, and I play one of the main characters. I play Pudgy, of course. And so we were doing some recording. I want to say yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. And so I had to make some adjustments on the audio because I was using the audio from the webcam. So if it's okay, I mean, if it needs to be bumped up or something, audio, video, volume are okay. All right, cool. She was waiting for us to get the heck out so she could get some rest finally. I was yapping. Exactly. That's exactly what happened, Jules. So she just was waiting for everybody to leave. So like, all right, you said goodbye, get out. I think that's what it was. She's like, maybe she didn't want us to see her go or something. So that's, I think that's typical. I don't have a lot of experience with it. I've only been in the room when two people have died. One was my mom and one was my stepfather that I remember. Might be more, but those are the ones that I remember. My mom and my stepfather, when they died, I was in the room. So yeah, that's part of life. Now, again, as far as death goes, we are safe here, but I think the last I heard, there were 10 people that have been killed by the wildfires so far. But to be fair, there's a lot of people that are unaccounted for. So, like, for instance, if you go to some of the neighborhoods in Altadena, they're gone. I mean, it's just flat. Everything's flat. The neighborhoods are gone, completely gone. And the same with a lot of the places in Pacific Palisades for the Palisades fire. So, I figured black was appropriate today. It's also going to show all of his hair. So it's going to be all over me. So, Doodle, do you have anything to say to them? They're right there. Everybody's right there. You're going to say anything to them? Or you're just gonna stand there and be cute? What do you think? You're just going to stand there and be cute? That works for me too. We'll wait for a couple of more people to come into the room, and then we'll get started. What time are we? We have 8 people in the room now, and it is 1:06. So yeah, we got a few more minutes. How is everybody else doing? I know we have other people that are in the LA area. How are you guys doing? Because I think on Facebook you can mark yourself safe, so everybody who's a Facebook friend can see whether you're safe or not. But other than that, we don't really. How many people in the room right now? And Janice, I know you're in the LA area, and I know the area where you live. So far, you're safe, but I don't know about everybody else. Well, we think he was sick for a while. He was hiding in the corner of our living room for the last couple of months, but he ate and drank, went to the bathroom fine until he passed. Yeah, they can't talk to us, so it's so difficult to tell what's going on. But, it's really difficult. So I'm sorry to hear about that, Adam. I really am. Yeah, Janice, I saw that. I think I was talking to Tom last night, and Tom said he had heard from you, and he was asking if you were safe, and obviously asking if I was safe. Like we were going to record the George and Pudgy. And he asked me, he says, is this okay? I mean, are you okay? Are you, whatever? And I'm like, yeah, we're good. We're fine. Strangely, we're under blue skies, which is really weird because we have fires on either side of us. But, we have blue skies where we are. And Janice, you're like a little bit farther south. So I guess, you would start to be concerned when it gets into like Venice, like if it comes down that far, and it's probably the Palisades fire. But it's nothing to take light of. If you are on social media and you feel the urge to like make a joke or comment about it, it's, there's nothing funny about it whatsoever. I have a friend. Shauna and Marcus, they lived in Altadena. Their house is gone. They've lost everything. Now, fortunately, they were able to get out with their lives, but they've lost everything. So, I think somebody was saying, and I probably agree with them, that you can't live in Los Angeles and not know somebody personally that's been affected by the fires. So, it's pretty amazing if you see the footage. In Malibu, you have the Pacific Coast Highway, like a Pacific Palisades in Malibu, right? You have the Pacific Coast Highway that runs right along the coast. So you don't have much room between the coast and the highway. It's maybe at the narrowest, maybe 50 feet. And a lot of buildings were built on the edge of that road over the water. So they had like, what do you call it? Like not stilts, but pylons that the houses are built on right on the water. And so you could go up Pacific Coast Highway, pull in the parking lot, go into the building. The building was like over the water. Those buildings were all destroyed. And so like you just think to yourself, how would they possibly destroy? They're like over the water. But the Santa Ana winds, depending on the direction they're blowing, they were just ruthless, and they were just blowing the flames and the sparks and everything, in a southern direction. And so everything in its path got burnt. Usually with fires, especially fires this large, they usually go uphill, right? They usually work their way uphill. The Santa Ana winds were blowing down the mountain, so they were actually blowing the fires downhill. So that's what made them more deadly. So like I said, it's been quiet. It's been, the weather's been still and quiet. So it's been easier for people to put out the fires. They have a lot of those planes that kind of fly over the water, scoop a bunch of water and drop water on it. They've been doing a lot of that. But I haven't looked today to see how much of the fire is contained. But like I said, I think as of yesterday, the Eaton fire was about 10% contained, and the Palisades fire was, I think, maybe even less than that. And then there's some other fires burning around the area as well. So it's kind of like a circle around LA. And the funny thing is like a lot of people are talking about like, well, LA should have done this, or LA should have done, the city of LA should have done this. It's not in the city of LA yet. It's in other cities around it. It's in LA County. And so it's raging around LA County. And so far, I don't think any fire has gotten into the city of LA itself. But, we're being very cautious, and we're taking it seriously, and we're preparing. But like I said, right now we're safe. What about your part-time guest Mackenzie? Do you know if she is safe? I'm assuming she is safe because she has moved back to Texas. So since she has moved back to Texas, and that's why you haven't seen her on the show for a while, is that she actually moved back to Texas. And so if we go to Texas, we'll hit her up, and we'll get her on some episodes or something. But yeah, unfortunately, she's moved. Well, fortunately for her, I suppose, she's moved back to Texas, and I think that's where she is now. She may be coming back in the next couple of months. This would be a bad time to come back, but yes, thank you for asking, Jeff, about Mackenzie. So, and then Julie obviously is in Massachusetts. She's okay. Matt is maybe about 2 hours away from here, east. He's up in the mountains, like up near Big Bear, and so he's okay. So there's no fires up there or anything. So, a lot of the people that I know that you've seen on the show, they're okay. I haven't talked to everybody. I don't think Q the Critic, I don't think he is in the LA area anymore. I think he has moved out of the LA area. There's some other people that are still in the LA area, and I have not heard from them, so I don't know, like Gamer Nick and stuff like that. So hopefully they're all okay. Jared Tierno, welcome. Nothing anyone could have done about a drought-ridden area, a spark or an insane person, and hurricane strength. Yeah, exactly. Everything was dry. The winds were ruthless. All it would take was somebody to flick a cigarette, or even like a car. If a car pulls off the road and parks on an area where there's dry grass and the bottom of the car is hot and it catches the dry grass on fire. It's so easy to start. A down power line comes down, sparks from the power line. It could be any number of things. And horrifyingly, yes, could be arson as well. As a matter of fact, one of the fires that was started and it was quickly put out was started by an arsonist, and they have arrested him. So they have the person in custody who actually started one of the fires. For the time being, I don't know that they know, how the other fires started. I imagine that there'll be lots of investigations and stuff. So, the big thing is, like, if you are in the LA area, do what you can to help. Don't go into the areas, because it doesn't help to go into the areas, but do what you can to help the survivors. Do what you can to help the rescue people. If it's food and clothing, things like that. I think you call first before you check the donation centers, because they may have so many donations that they can't do anything with them yet. If you can provide shelter, do that. I think the Pasadena ASPCA, I think, they're taking care of animals. And so the thing is like not just animals that are displaced, because you have horses and dogs and cats and everything that are displaced, but you also they're finding like animals that have strayed, that have like left, gotten out of the building for fires and everything, and they're just kind of wandering around. And so they have a lot of those, and a lot of the shelters are full. A lot of them are looking for people who can foster pets during this time. But there's also wildlife, right? A lot of these areas are heavily wooded areas, or at least somewhat wooded areas. And here in the LA area, you have foxes, you have coyotes, you have mountain lions, you have rabbits, raccoons, opossums, and so they're also taking care of the wildlife that have been displaced as well. So, hey, Joshua Maxwell is here. Welcome, Joshua. Joshua, I'm trying to remember. Are you in the LA area? How many people? I get a show of hands. You just say me if you are in the LA area. And if you are, let us know that you're okay. So, again, last week we went back to 1 o'clock. We're back at 1 o'clock again today. The reason that the previous two live streams that we did at what time was that? 11:30 a.m. And the reason we did it was because somebody in Europe had suggested to us that with the hours that we're doing, they can't participate. And so we moved it up, and then we moved it up and nobody showed up. So, and ironically, Europrop showed up last week when we had the regular hours. And so he showed up last week, and he was, I guess, talking about the people who were complaining about that time or whatever. But we want everyone to enjoy the show, and, and we rely on you to tell us, hey, can you do this earlier? And if we can, we will. And that's okay with everybody else. So everybody's getting their niceties in. We are 1:18. You'll let me talk and not get into the food and snacks. Drinking my New England coffee. We still have that, the breakfast blend. Nice. All right. So we are going to start with our adult beverage. And it's not really a grab bag. It's just kind of a refrigerated bag from Walmart, as you probably recognize their logo. Here we go. So we are going back to Eastern Europe for today's adult beverage. We got this at John's Marketplace. John's Marketplace is, I think, there used to be more of them. I think there's only a few left. I went to the one in Glendale, and they have a really good variety of Eastern European and Mediterranean foods, snacks, beverages, whatever. And beer is no exception to that. They have a really, really good variety of Eastern European beers and stuff. So that's where I got this one. Hey, Nashies has just joined us. Welcome, Nashies. Hey, Nashies, I wanted to mention to you, I saw it was a thumbnail, I think, and you were wearing a blue Spam shirt. And I was thinking to myself, I had that exact shirt. I got mine on Venice Beach. I'm not sure where you got yours, but yeah, I have that exact same spam shirt. All right, so today we are going to be drinking. This is from the Švyturys Baltijos. I think that's how you say that. Švyturys Baltijos Dark Märzen. Švyturys Baltijos is a brewery. This is a product of Lithuania. The brewery in Klaipėda was founded in 1784 by J.W. Reinke in Klaipėda, Lithuania, but it acquired the name Švyturys after moving to Klaipėda when the original was destroyed. The original brewery was destroyed during World War II. It is now owned by the Carlsberg Group. So let's stick it in Lithuania, and let's ask a Lithuania trivia question. The question is, what is the occupation of Lithuanian Arvydas Sabonis? What is the occupation of Lithuanian Arvydas Sabonis? Is it just a bottle, or is that drink black as night? It's a brown bottle, but I have a feeling the bottle is dark as night. This is a dark Märzen with caramel malt, so I have a feeling it's going to be very dark. I believe the spam shirt was from the Costco. Oh, Costco was, wow. Yeah, like I said, I got it. There's a place down in Venice Beach that sells all kinds of T-shirts. It's also where I got my Fred Sanford shirt that says, "You big dummy." So I have a few shirts that I picked up there. But best things usually are, Nashi. Is it just okay, we're all caught up. All right, so again, Dark Märzen, the dark red amber color beer stands out thanks to the flavor of roasted malt, caramel, and black bread. Black bread? Significant taste of the malt sweetness with a light touch of dried plums and chocolate aftertaste. I think they're just talking about the taste, not that there's actually, chocolate and dried plums in there. Dried plums, by the way, are prunes. So if there are prunes in here, it's going to make you run. Oh, no. I will be right back. Richard Simmons is in the other room, and I need Richard Simmons today. Richard, what did I tell you about being on time? You got to be on time, brother. Richard Simmons, ladies and gentlemen. He probably looks like this now. That's a nice bottle cap, which I can't read because it's in Lithuanian. We don't talk about Pruno. No, we don't. Where's my, here we go. Ready, Jules? It's a little trickier because I'm using this glass, which has nucleation. Thank you, Janice Yamanaka. That one's not bad. What do you think, Jules? Put that over there. It has like a nutty smell. 1 to 10, Jules. 1 to 10. You came back too fast for us to talk trash. Well, the problem is, even if you talk trash, it'd still be in the chat. So, I'd still see it. All right. So today, just because in the past, we had this huge head of foam on there and I had to spoon my way through it or anything. So today I brought a straw for that occasion, and now it's being cooperative. So, So you can see it's kind of it's not black per se, like it looked like in the bottle. It's got that kind of brown walnut color. Not like the walnut wood, not like the walnut itself. 9.3 because the ingredients scare me. Let's see. Ooh, that's good. It's so different. It almost tastes like almost has like a cereal taste to it. You know, not like anything I could put my finger on. Like I can't say it tastes like Wheaties or Cheerios or anything like that. But it almost has this cereal flavor to it. A little bit of sweetness, not much of a bite. It is 5.8 ABV, which is, you know, it's average. It's nothing really strong or anything. It's really, really good. I don't know what I would pair this with. Probably meat, because it's a really strong, sturdy beer. I mean, and I don't mean that like strong alcohol content, like, you know, with a bite to it. I just mean it's like it's heavy. It's a heavy beer. But it's not like some stouts where it almost has like a sweetness and almost like a gingerbread taste, where you could use it for like as a dessert beer. It's not like that at all. So I would say like, yeah, like a red meat. This would go really, really good with a red meat because it would stand up to it. So, and that, my friends, is going to get a thumbs up. All right. So let's move on to our first snack. I guess it's hard to call it a snack. So here's the can. I'm going to put the can up here. I got stuff all over the place. I mean, it's crazy. I really need a bigger desk. I need a bigger work area. That's what I need. All right. So we do my house cleaning here. Housekeeping. And let me find my spoon. And we are going to try. Oops, I'm making a mess here. Yep, all over the desk. All right, there we go. We are going to try Bar Harbor lobster corn chowder. This sounded really interesting. I've had like lobster bisque. Never really had lobster chowder. Now, you know, growing up in New England, had clam chowder all the time, but not lobster chowder. This is lobster corn chowder. And again, typically you're not going to find corn in clam chowder too much. I mean, I imagine some places. So I thought it was really, really unusual. It wasn't that expensive. It was like something like maybe $5 for this can. And I'm thinking to myself, that sounds a little cheap for lobster, right? When I realized that this whole can just makes like one single bowl of soup. So that's probably about right. This is, again, from Bar Harbor. If I look at the ingredients, it's typically what you're going to find in a chowder anyway. So there's water, minced lobster meat. So it's not like they just like kind of boiled crab shells lobster shells or anything else. Like potatoes, yellow corn, wheat flour. Now, you're probably asking why they're putting wheat flour in it. They use wheat flour as a thickener. I don't know if you've ever been, well, I'm sure you've all had clam chowder. And I don't know what your preference is, but most places serve clam chowder thick, and they put some sort of thickener in it. So it's either like some kind of cornstarch or potato starch or flour or something to thicken it up, because people like it thicker. I don't like it thicker, actually. I like it thinner. I like a kind of a thin broth in my clam chowder, and that's how they make it at Woodman's, like Woodman's of Essex, which they invented the fried clams. They make it with a thin broth, and I like a thin broth. But this is let's see, what onions, tapioca, starch. So they actually put starch in there to thicken it as well. Sea salt, turmeric, paprika, celery, garlic, onion, and white pepper. So the thing about chowders is that you can dress them up a little bit. It's kind of limited, but you know, a lot of people will add things to that, like butter and pepper, and even oyster crackers in their chowder. So I added a little bit of black pepper. I added just a hint of ghost pepper and hatch chili flakes, just a pinch of it, and I added some butter. So here we go. I don't know if I can show you this without spilling it all over, but it gives you a good idea what it looks like. Clam chowder is typically like white, and this is kind of like a beige color. Now, I heated this up on the stove. The thing, and it says you can add milk to make it as creamy or as thick as you want. I did add some milk to it to make it creamy. I added lactate. Was it lactate? I think it's called the lactose-free milk. So once I've discovered that, I can start to use milk more in things where typically I would have plumbing issues otherwise. So, and this is a soup spoon. You can see how it's round. There's like 80 different kinds of spoons. You have teaspoons and tablespoons and sugar spoons and things like that. This is, in fact, a soup spoon. So if somebody puts that on the table for you and you see a round spoon, that's a soup spoon. Do you have any disposable gloves, plastic gloves, rubber gloves, cleaning gloves, surgical gloves? I do have some surgical gloves. It's for some reason it's oatmeal. They're made out of oatmeal, and they're supposed to be like, I don't know. Some people have latex allergies, and so the latex gloves can be a problem. So the oatmeal, but the problem is that they're so thin that you put them on the wrong way, they break. But I use that sometimes, like if I'm making something, if I'm massaging chicken that I'm worried about might, raw chicken or whatever. Sometimes I'll put those gloves on. I have winter gloves and I have leather gloves. So I think that's all I have for gloves. But it doesn't matter, Mr. Gloves, Sam Gloves. I can't put any on right now. So I sorry about that. But welcome, Sam Gloves. Everybody, please welcome Sam Gloves to the room. Welcome, Sam. So Sam, I haven't seen you in here before, so I'll ask you. Well, first of all, the ground rules. They're not rules, more like guidelines. But two things that we don't do on the channel. One is we don't talk about religion, and two is we don't talk about politics. And the reason is because everybody has a different opinion on that, and we would spend 2 hours talking about religion and politics as opposed to getting down to food and travel, which is our gig. So we don't do food, we don't do politics, we don't do religion, and so we'll bounce you if that happens. The other thing is that we are a family-friendly channel. We're not a family channel. We're a family-friendly channel, and so we try to be a channel where you can watch this channel with your kids and not have to explain something or put your hands over their ears or anything else like that. Now, we do some double entendre and stuff that will slip by, but it is what it is. But other than that, my spoon just disappeared the other way around into my chowder. So the question I usually ask people who come in that we haven't seen before, Sam, is where are you from and what brings you into the chat? Like to stay and watch the live stream if people wore surgical gloves on both hands for me while you're live streaming as well. Well, when you're doing things on a live stream, when you're actually having to open things and stuff, surgical gloves are kind of they can get in the way. So plus food is an experience for all of the senses. All the senses is sight, smell, sound, taste, and what did I say? Sight, sound, smell, touch, and taste. Yeah, the 5 senses. And so you have gloves on, it's going to limit your experience with the tech, with actually feeling stuff. So yeah, that's why. While you're live streaming, would you wear? No, yes, I can't. No, I can't do that for you, Sam. So my apologies, but we cannot do that. John King has just entered the room. Welcome, John. Okay, here we go. So we're going to try this, and I will tell you, it's mostly broth. I mean, I can see that there's some pieces of lobster and some chunks of potato in there, but other than that, it might be ground kind of fine. So we'll see. I'll see if I can get some. There we go. I know there's a couple pieces of corn in there. Sorry, I forgot to answer the previous question about the Lithuanian. I don't even have it here anymore. Our Lithuanian friend, who I mentioned, what is his occupation? Let's see. I don't see anybody answer that. Wait, hang on. Jeff said NBA player. Janice said Lithuanian basketball player, gold medal winner in 1988 Olympics and played in the NBA for the Portland Trail Blazers. So yes, you are correct. He is He is a NBA basketball player. That is his profession. Val, how close is the wildfires to you? The closest one is about 10 miles away. 10 miles to our northeast. So we're keeping an eye on it, but for now we're relatively safe. Now, when I said I added a tiny bit of ghost pepper flakes, I mean I'm talking about like a pinch, a tiny amount. That tiny amount was enough to pep this up. I don't know that it has like a really strong, like it doesn't have an overly strong lobster taste. I mean, there's lobster in there. You can taste the lobster, but what I'm tasting mostly is the flour, the wheat flour. Typically, when you get a chowder, like a clam chowder, they have big chunks of potato in there. You know, like about that big. This one, there's the chunks are like it's really tiny. I don't know. It needs something. And I have to tell you that I didn't doubt there was lobster in there because when I opened the can, it smelled like Long Beach at low tide. So not really strong, but it definitely, you could tell that there was, seafood in there. So I don't know, they could kick the lobster flavor up a little bit. I wish it was a little bit creamier and they didn't put so much starch and flour in it. So I'm going to give it a thumbs up, trending downward. Pray for. So, Jules, remind me, because it's been a while since I had clam chowder. I think the last time we had clam chowder is when we did the New England burrito. What else are you going to find? You're obviously going to find chunks of clam and chunks of potato. But is there anything else that there's chunks of in a clam chowder, Jules? It's actually pretty good. I mean, it's a decent lunch. It's hot. It's hearty. It's just that wheat flour flavor, I don't think kind of belongs in a chowder. So that's just me. Yeah, I didn't think so. That's usually what I like. I don't remember like pieces of celery or anything like that. Hang on one second. There is I have this thing called Watch Duty. It's an app called Watch Duty, and they tell you like anything that's going on with the fires as far as alerts or what's going on with them. Okay, so before I was talking about the Palisades fire. The Palisades fire is 11% contained, and it is active. This shows you the evacuation orders. This is saying that DWP has issued a do not drink notice to Pacific Palisades zip codes, yada, yada, yada. Like, don't drink the water's bad. There is a red flag warning, Weather Watch. But they just made an announcement. What is it? Join us at 2 p.m. for the latest updates on Palisade fire. Officials will provide critical information on fire containment progress, evacuation orders, and safety updates. Next step for impacted communities. Okay, so it's just that every time this goes off, every time there's an alert, I make sure that I check it out because you never know when they're going to tell you like to evacuate or whatever. So there we go. Yes, it is Nashies. My manager at work told me about it. She lives on the East Coast somewhere, but she said, "Oh, you should try this. This works really well." And I did, and it's just like they let you know everything what's going on. So if any of you are worried about us, you can always monitor that, and that kind of gives you an idea of how the progress in the fires and stuff are going. All right. I did not ask a trivia question when we did the chowder, so I will ask it now. Again, it is Bar Harbor Foods, and Bar Harbor Foods was founded in Whiting, Maine by Willard M. Look in 1917. So our question is about Bar Harbor, Maine, and the question is, on what island does Bar Harbor, Maine reside? On what island does Bar Harbor, Maine reside? Message deleted by Julie. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You deleted a message from Sam. All right. I think I laid out the guidelines. So if you deleted the comment, I understand why. So Here is a fire trivia fact. Officially, the firefighters can grab the water from your pool without asking, but if you insisted, they would have to pay you for the water later. Huh. That's bizarre. I didn't hear about that. Nash, are you familiar with Sam Gloves? Have you seen him on your channel? Because we can go ahead and ban him. I mean, Sam, if you're gonna do stuff like that, then we'll just ban you. It's up to you. Asked and answered twice. Okay. No, but I'm familiar with trolls. Okay. Jules, keep an eye on him, on Sam. Sorry we have to do that, Sam, but All right, let's do this one next. Now, I should have used this as our grab bag last week because this is our Demula's. This is our Demula's grab bag, and this was a gift from Julie. So Demula's is the supermarket that later became Market Basket. I think, Jules, are there any Demula's still left? Because I think when I was a kid, I remember that some of the stores were Market Basket, some of the stores were Demula's, and some of them were called Demula's Market Basket. But are there any of the Demula's branded ones still there? Because I only stay and watch the live stream if people wear surgical gloves on hands. Yeah, all right. Jules, bye-bye. Bounce him, Jules. Him, I guess it's a him. So he doesn't want to play nice, so bounce him. This is the first time I had to do this. In the whole time that we've been doing live streams, the first time I had to bounce somebody. So that's too bad. All right, let's put that up there. We are doing Pocky again, if you guys remember Pocky. And well, actually, let's go back to our trivia question. As long as we were there, our trivia question was: on what island does Bar Harbor, Maine reside? Let's see. Shirley, somebody said Manhattan. They didn't, and stop calling me Shirley. Let's see. Did anyone even answer that? Janice did. She said Mount Desert Island. Janice, you are absolutely correct. It is Mount Desert Island in Maine is where Bar Harbor, Maine resides. So there we go. All right. So we're back with our Pocky. He is tripping, LOL. No, like Nashi said, he's a troll. So, whatever. Jules, did you ban him? Manhattan, where Satan's chowder resides. Yeah, it's red. Everyone knows that it's red because it's Satan's favorite color. Okay, so we are doing salted vanilla Pocky. Now, again, there's all kinds of varieties of Pocky. I think maybe we've done one, maybe two, but I just thought this flavor just sounded really bizarre. Salted vanilla. I've ever salted caramel, yeah, but salted vanilla? I never heard of that. Never heard of salted vanilla. So that's why this one piqued my interest and we're going to try it. This is, in fact, a product of Japan. Pocky was created by Yoshiaki Koma in 1966. And the product was sold to Glyco. Glyco was founded in 1922 by Riichi Ezaki as the Ezaki Glico Company in Osaka, Japan. Just kind of like a random me kind of thing, just say me. How many of you guys have had Pocky? Because I think I was an adult the first time I had Pocky, but some people have just like, I guess kids love it. I just don't remember it being like a big thing on the East Coast. Nash, you've had Pocky. Okay. So let me ask this question. The question is, if you're familiar with Pocky, some of you aren't going to remember back to 1966. I think I'm the oldest person in the room. I may not be, but and I can barely remember back to 1966. But the question is, what was the original flavor of Pocky? What was the original flavor of Pocky? What is Pocky? Pocky is sort of like a breadstick that is coated usually with some like white chocolate or sometimes other creamy kind of substances, and then sometimes also that's dipped in stuff, so you have like little grainy stuff on there and everything. But it is a product of Japan. It is a product of Glyco. And it's just they're kind of like little tiny little breadsticks, or almost pretzels, but they're made from wheat flour. Yeah, that's about it. This is a product of Japan. And there's probably like 30 different flavors of it, and they're coming out with different flavors of all time. This is a limited edition. Have any of you tried this one, the salted vanilla one? Ice Hand says we are around the same age. It's probably why we get the same references. Like when we do any kind of cultural references, we both kind of get that. Well, this is a little bit odd. So there's 2 individual packets in there. I don't know why 2 individual packets, but there's 2 individual packets in there. We're only concerned with the one we're going to eat. So almost looks like a filter cigarette, like a long filter cigarette, doesn't it? The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. All right, here we go. Salted vanilla. Yes, Nashi's very old Hollywood. I was doing FDR because he used to have the cigarette with the cigarette holder. But, it's like, yes, of course. Shall we go to the cotillion, Muffy? A Virginia Slim. A little bit longer than that, but I get what you're saying, Miguel. Yeah, because they were long. They were also thinner. It was supposed to be like the cigarette for women so they could share cancer with us. I need a bourbon on the other hand. How about a Lithuanian beer? I got to tell you, I'm not really salty. Well, that's spectacular. Yes. And to be honest with you, the vanilla is not that strong. Unless they mean vanilla like generic. That's my second one, I think. I'm not getting a lot of salt. I'm not getting a lot of vanilla, although to be fair, it doesn't really taste like white chocolate or anything like that. I'm getting mostly that, like the little wheat stick. That's mostly what I'm getting. I don't know. I mean, they made it sound like a big deal, like it was going to be a mouthful of vanilla and a mouthful of salt, and I'm not getting either one of those. I'm going to give it a thumbs in the middle. Not that it's bad. It's just it doesn't deliver on what they promised. So let's go back to our trivia question. Our trivia question was, what was the original flavor of Pocky? Let's see. Janice Yamanaka said chocolate. And Janice Yamanaka said chocolate. So it looks like she was the only one that answered the question. And the correct answer was, yes, chocolate. So it was really just chocolate dipped. Just basic chocolate dip was the original flavor. All righty then. So let's go on to our third snack. Third snack. That's right, because we did do the chowder. The chowder. We did the chowder. And are you already sitting in a wheelchair? Very astute, Ice Hand. You know your American history well. Here's a trivia question. Why was FDR the only president who was in a wheelchair? Why was he in a wheelchair? Because and some of you don't even know that FDR was in a wheelchair. I guess they hid it really well. But yes, he served his term in a wheelchair. Why? Yes, Julie, you are absolutely correct. It was polio. You inspired me to make Nanny's corn chowder. Oh yeah, I forgot that. So everyone's the big focus is on clam chowder, but corn chowder is a big thing too. It doesn't actually have any seafood in it at all. It's just corn. He had polio. Yes, he did. Which is why I think somebody had said we need to get rid of the polio vaccine, and I think a lot of people are going like, yeah, FDR would have argued with you on that one. Poliomyelitis. That is correct. That is the long name of polio. I haven't used that one in years. All right. So we did answer the question. All right. Let's do these next. Where are we? are Demula's. Julie, did you answer the Demula's question? I didn't. Maybe I missed that. I was just asking if any of the stores are still branded with the Demula's name. I don't know. You didn't read the whole article, did you? All right. These are Gudetama. Jules, I think Haley and probably Chloe probably know who this guy is, right? So these are Gudetama salted egg yolk potato chips. This is a product of Taiwan. So the Gudetama salted egg yolk potato chips are distributed by Asian Food Grocer, a division of CTC Food International since 2000. CTC Food International was founded in 1965, originally as the Oriental Trading Company. Gudetama is a character from Sanrio. So he is a, I don't want to say anime, but he is a Japanese character, which brings us to our question: who created the Sanrio Gudetama character in 2013? And that's him right there. That's Gudetama. That's his name, Gudetama. There is a Gudetama cafe in Buena Park. That doesn't surprise me. No, they're all market baskets now. Oh, okay. But Haley and Chloe both know who Gudetama is, right? Jules? Asian packaging. And what I mean by that is, like, it doesn't matter what it is, but all of these packages that come from Asia are sealed so tightly that you need scissors to open them, unless they have that little tear in them. But this one does not. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, that the reason they do that is so that when they ship it, that the bag doesn't open, and then then it gets stale or whatever. I was going to say it doesn't have like a real strong eggy smell, but also doesn't have a really strong potato smell. Oh, yeah. These are like fried egg chips. It's not like somebody busted a runny egg all over a bunch of chips and everything. It's not that kind of flavor. You definitely get the egg yolk flavor, but it's like confused into the chip. Those are nice. It tastes like there's sugar on there, though. Like they've added sugar. I'm tasting sugar. Let's see. Ingredients: potato, egg yolk powder. What else here? All kinds of like chemical stuff. Citric acid, because there's citric acid in everything. Acetic acid, soy sauce powder, milk powder, salt powder, butter flavor powder, chili powder. I'm not getting chili. I'm not getting anything spicy in there. Sweetener, sucralose. Okay, that's it. It's sucralose, not sugar, but it is a form of sugar, but it's not sugar. You definitely taste that. Those are really good. I really like those. Oh, thumbs up. All right. Our trivia question was, who created Sanrio's Gudetama character in 2013? And it looks like the guesses were let's see. Nashies says Emi Nagashima. Julie says Emi Nagashima. Janice says Emi Nagashima. It must be Emi Nagashima. Yes, it's Amy or Emi Nagashima. The name Gudetama itself is a portmanteau, which is basically you're taking two parts of two words, putting them together. It is a portmanteau of a blend of the Japanese words for lazy, which is gude, and egg, which is tamago. So they put parts of those two words together, come up with Gudetama. He is the lazy egg. You know what I find more scary than a lazy egg is an active egg. I think I would find that more frightening. It's like an egg that moves around. I mean, he obviously has a face, he talks, which is scary enough. But if he was to move around or something, I think that would be a little bit scary than being a lazy egg. I think I prefer a lazy egg. All right, was that 4? I think it was 4. No, it was not 4. It was 1, 2, 3. 3 snacks. All right. There we go. So these, Claudia, clear the house. I'm going to be eating toasted corn. Just a word of warning. All right. These are from Snack Club. This is Snack Club Hidden Valley Ranch Toasted Corn. Now, have you guys noticed that Hidden Valley Ranch seems to be like the big flavor? Like everything. We just had the Cheez-It Hidden Valley Ranch. There's all kinds of stuff there like Hidden Valley Ranch flavor. Hidden Valley Ranch dressing. Oh, no, that's what it is. Yeah, so this is Hidden Valley Ranch Toasted Corn. And this, what is that? Rocky. How long did it take you to find that little icon, Jules? Yeah, ranch is definitely having a moment. What else would you guys say that you're seeing a lot more of right now? Nashville hot chicken is kind of big, but maybe it's on its way out. And then we're still seeing a lot of buffalo wing sauce flavor. Buffalo wing. I think, as a matter of fact, I think we even have one today. Something that's buffalo wing sauce flavor. I've had bugles with Hidden Valley Ranch. What was the bugles that we just recently did? Or maybe it was the Tabasco. It was the Tabasco bugles that we just did. Yes. Well, pickle Hidden Valley Ranch dressing. I think we did that one too. The pickle Hidden Valley Ranch dressing. Nashi's comes from Nashville hot chicken. Oh, wow. Okay. The thing that always disappoints me is things that say that Nashville hot chicken flavor and they're not. Because there's certain things like Nashville hot chicken is typically in a sandwich. I mean, you can buy pieces of the chicken, like chicken leg or chicken wing or something like that. You can buy Nashville hot chicken like that, but typically it's served in a sandwich. It's like the chicken breast in the sandwich, and then it will have coleslaw and pickles on it. And I think the pickles is to cut the heat. I'm not sure if that's the purpose of the coleslaw as well. And there's different variations of that, but I don't know that I've ever had anything that was supposed to be Nashville hot chicken flavor that was actually Nashville hot chicken flavor. Snack Club is from Century Snacks. Century Snacks was founded in 1984 by Hadi Morshed in Vernon, Connecticut. So as long as we're talking about Hidden Valley ranch dressing or ranch dressing in general, in what year was ranch dressing invented? Now, let's terrorize the neighborhood. All right, here we go. Seasoned toasted corn. So it's Hidden Valley Ranch seasoned toasted corn. Seasoned with what? Oh, with Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning. I guess it's like the mix, the powder, as opposed to the dressing itself. They just mentioned that as an ingredient, so they don't mention what is in that. And it doesn't look like they really are adding anything else, anything spicy or anything else like that. So they actually use the Hidden Valley Ranch dressing powder or seasoning, so it should taste like that. And you can definitely tell that these are coated, so they don't look like corn nuts per se. Those are good. Now, the difference between this toasted corn and corn nuts, or even the Inca corn like you can get at Trader Joe's, is that this is crunchier. I mean, it's like it's more dense, I think, more dense. But oh my God, that Hidden Valley Ranch flavor is off the charts. Now, I'm a little bit surprised because neither Jules nor Janice had used the phrase yet. So Nashies, I'll let you know what it is. So basically, those are so loud that I think I was eating those one time, and Claudia, Mrs. Trippy Food, just yelled out, "What are you eating, rocks?" So that's kind of a thing, a joke thing. What are you eating, rocks? Those are awesome. Good corn flavor, a little bit crunchier than, like I said, Inca corn or corn nuts, but the Hidden Valley Ranch flavor, off the charts. That's a thumbs up. Those are really, really good. I like those better than the I like them better than the corn nuts. I don't know if I like them better than the Inca corn because the Inca corn, bigger, much stronger corn flavor. But those are really good. Those are exceptional. You don't have to say it because Julie already gave the warning. That's true. All right. So our question was, in what year was ranch dressing invented? Let's see. Janice Yamanak said 1950s. Nashi said 1950s. Those look like the only two answers. It is, in fact, the 1950s. So ranch dressing was invented by Steve Henson in the 1950s in Anchorage, Alaska. He had a plumbing business, and he created the ranch dressing when he would cook for his work crews, and he invented ranch dressing while he was doing that. He then retired from plumbing in 1956. He moved to San Marcos Pass, California, and he purchased a ranch, which he named, are you ready for it? Hidden Valley Ranch. So Hidden Valley Ranch is named by the person who actually invented ranch dressing. So there, little trivia question. I learned something. Okie dokie. Now it is time for our soft drink. It is soft drink time on Trippy Food. How's everybody doing? Everybody hanging in there? Okay, let's do that. Let's go back to our Walmart freezer bag, or cold storage bag, whatever you want to call it. Excuse me while I whip that out. All right. Today, our soft drink of choice. I don't know. I call it soft drink. It's not always I think a soft drink connotates soda, and it's not always a soda. Sometimes it's a fruit juice. Sometimes it's a tea, or something along those lines. So I don't know what else to call it. I can't call it a beverage because that would include beer, right? So I'm not. So I'm going to continue to say soft drink. Today we are drinking Molecola. Molecola, and Molecola is a product of Italy. Molecola was founded in Turin, Italy by Francesco Bianco, or Frank White, as we would call him. Molecola was founded in Turin, Italy by Francesco Bianco in 2012. And what they did was they kind of went back in time, and they looked for recipes for Italian sodas, and they chose like a cola recipe for Italian sodas. So it is an Italian soda, but it's not like an Italian soda. Italian soda connotates a completely different thing. Usually they put cream or something in an Italian soda. This is just a soda from Italy. So the question is, it's called Molecola, because the first part of it, mole, and then cola. So the question is, Molecola got its name from where? Where did Molecola get its name? So we're gonna Italian flag. Hi, Doodle. How you doing? Welcome back, Doodle. You want to say hi to the people that weren't here when you were here earlier? Come here. Come here. Come here. You want to say hi? Come on. Doodle, the Prince of Dogness, everybody. Doodle, don't touch my beer. Don't touch my beer. Do not touch my beer. You being a good boy? You being a good boy? Do you want another snack? Do you want the lobster chowder? You probably want the lobster chowder. I don't think I can get it to you. I think it has onions in it. I'm going to give you a small piece of chicken, and that's it, okay? You got to pace yourself, brother. There you go. And off he goes. Doodle, the Prince of Dogness, everybody. All right, we were about to open this up. Let's get our friend Richard Simmons back. And you might be asking yourself, Val, where does one get an Italian soda from Italy here in the United States? Cost Plus World Market. Ooh, that's an unusual color. I mean, it kind of looks cola colored in there. It looks dark in there, but when it was coming out, it was almost like a light brown color. It's kind of weird. And you may ask yourself, all right, here we go. Nice smell. It almost smells medicinal, like a medicinal soda. And when I say medicinal soda, those are the ones that usually started out as medicine. Even Coca-Cola started out as medicine. Like Pepsi-Cola started out as medicine. Dr. Pepper started out as medicine. Possibly Moxie started out as medicine as well. And when I say medicine, I use the term loosely, but it was something that doctors could prescribe, and it would give you a kick, probably because of the caffeine and coca in it. Ooh, that's a street. There's almost like a cherry flavor in there. That's really interesting. This does not taste like either like Coke or Pepsi at all. It has a fruity flavor, and it's almost like a cherry flavor underneath it. Nice bubbles, nice level of sweetness. I think probably cane sugar, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. And this is not one of those things that is bottled by the Coca-Cola company in Italy and everything. It's a separate company. Natural mineral water, sugar, carbon dioxide, caramel color, caffeine, cola nut extract. Man, this is the real deal. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Yeah, that's really interesting and different. I'm not a big fan of colas in general. I think my preference is if I'm going to have a cola, I'll drink a diet Coke, or like that a little bit better than Pepsi, or drink a diet Pepsi. If I'm going to be doing something, like if I'm doing Pepsi milk or something, I will use Pepsi with sugar in it, or in this case, high fructose corn syrup, or I'll get the Mexican version that actually has cane sugar in it. But this one is it's really good. If you like colas, then I think you really, really love this one. It does have kind of like a cherry or like a kind of a little bit of a fruity taste to it, but it's really, really good. And I'm going to give that a thumbs up. So Inca Cola. I have to go back and check it. We have not done Inca Cola because I see it all the time. If we have not done Inca Cola, we will do Inca Cola. I'll get that and we will do Inca Cola because. Right. I think I've had it before, but I don't think we've ever done it on the show. So here we go. We have our Švyturys Baltijos Dark Märzen mixed with our Molecola. I think it might be the sugar. It might be the sugar that it doesn't it kind of doesn't work really, really well with the beer. It's not an offensive flavor, and the beer isn't strong enough to give it that alcohol flavor. But it kind of like the beer takes away from the sugary part of it, and the soda takes away from the beery part of it, and it's kind of in this middle nowhere, no man's land. I'm gonna say thumbs in the middle. Nah, it's not horrible. It's not great, and it's just like it cancels out the better parts of both. So yeah. beverage melange, or whatever we're calling that. Okay, our trivia question was, where did Molecola get its name? Let's see. Doodle Babushka of Dogness. Yep, that's him. It was Janice Yamanaka says it was named after the Mole Antoliana, a famous and much loved building in Turin. It was in fact named after the Mole Antonelliana, a famous and a much loved building in Turin. You're absolutely correct. That's a nice. I'm Italian. I can do that. Not well, but I can do that. All right. High five to Icy. Icy. Oh, Ice Hand. And you may ask yourself, well, how did I get here? And you may say to yourself, self, what is in here? Very funny. All right. So that is our soft drink. And now we are back into our snacks. I did answer the question, right? I did. Okay. How are we doing on time? We're just into the second hour. 4 snacks left, and I think we are just fine. Now, you recall me saying before, talking about buffalo wing being the in flavor. We are going to do a buffalo wing flavored snack right now. So this is from Setton Farms. Setton Farms, if you're watching, you need to contract somebody who is going to give you a logo that people can read. Does that look like Setton Farms to you? Can you guys even read that? I couldn't read that, so I had to go like to the back where it's like written in tiny text and everything. It's a bad logo. You can't read it. It's a bad logo. I'm sorry, Setton Farms. You may have a good product. We'll find out in a minute, but your logo is terrible. All right, here we go. Oh, let me talk about it a little bit. That might help. Setton Pistachio, the company is called Setton Pistachio of Terabella. They were founded originally in Brooklyn, New York. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking pistachios, Brooklyn, New York. Setton Pistachios of Terabella was founded in Brooklyn, New York by brothers Joshua and Morris Setton in 1967. But they didn't begin growing and selling pistachios in Terabella, California until 1986. So that's why you're like, why? How are Brooklyn guys in Brooklyn doing pistachios? So, which brings us to our trivia question. Our trivia question is, in what region of the U.S. are most pistachios grown? Now, for things like pistachios, watermelon seeds, pumpkin seeds, the problem with those is that typically whatever they're using for seasoning, whatever they're using for to add that flavor in it, they're soaking the shell, the nuts in the shell, and so all that's on the shell, but not so much on the inside. So I guess the idea is, like, if you're going to eat sunflower seeds or something, you're going to put it in your mouth, you're going to break it open in your teeth, you're going to find that little nut inside, and you're going to eat it. So you're going to get that flavor off the shell, but there's not much flavor in the nut itself because the shells are sealed. Pistachios are slightly different. If you have usually pistachios are like half shelled, so they're open a little bit. And if you're going to put some sort of coating or something in there, it's going to get inside the shell. It's going to flavor the nut as well. Maybe not as much. So it's kind of a disappointment when you try something that's flavored in the shell. Unless you're going to put that shell in your mouth, keep it in there a while, you're not going to get much of the flavor. So these pistachios are shelled. So they add the flavoring to it after they've been shelled. So let's try these. Pistachio can be expensive. So you imagine a bag like this would be somewhat expensive. Unfortunately, it's a small bag, but like pistachios, even in the shells, to buy a bag of those are expensive. So you can see actually the coating on those. Let's see if I can get that to where you can see it. Eli, you eat the pistachio shell? How is that even possible? Do you have like metal teeth? I can't do it. Like I will put it in my mouth and break, like if it's closed, and break it open with my teeth. But that's a good way to break your teeth. Those things are just really. Oh, sunflower seeds, yeah. I eat the shell with peanuts as well. Like if I get roasted peanuts, I'll eat shell and all. I alternate. If I don't feel like doing the work of opening it up, I'll just pop the peanut in my mouth and eat the whole thing. But sunflower seeds, you can do that with as well. The only thing about sunflower seeds about doing that is when you're chewing the sunflower seeds, it kind of splinters a little bit, and then you kind of get that stuck in your teeth. And that's the only problem with doing that with sunflower seeds. I think watermelon seeds are a little bit, they're almost kind of plasticky. Eli just, oh, Doodle will be back. When Doodle wants some more snack, he'll probably be back. All right. So I love pistachios, probably one of my favorite nuts. These have a little bit of heat. And if I look at the ingredients, it has vinegar, cayenne pepper, natural flavors, garlic, yeast, paprika, and sea salt. You would think that's like buffalo wing sauce, right? But the vinegar doesn't come through. I don't know if like somehow it dissipates or something when you're soaking nuts in it. I'm not getting enough of that vinegar flavor to kind of mimic buffalo chicken sauce or wing sauce. The heat is nice. It's not crazy hot, but you can have mild buffalo wing sauce too. So I can't fault them there. Yeah, I think that's where most of the products that supposedly have that buffalo wing sauce flavor, where they usually lacking is that vinegar bite that you have in buffalo wing sauce. So like when you bite into a buffalo chicken wing, a buffalo wing, and you get that vinegar sauce flavor in there, and that's missing here. So I'm going to give it again. I like the pistachios. Nice level of heat. It's on the low side. If you like hot wings, it's not hot. It has a nice level of heat. I'm going to give it a thumbs. I'm going to say thumbs in the middle, trending upward. Thumbs in the middle, trending upward. It just doesn't hit the mark for wing sauce for me. Although it is good, and it does tick off a couple of things. So there we go. It's funny, Janice, when you said, Eli, you just missed Doodle, I thought you were talking to me and you're saying, I just missed Doodle. Like, did he come behind me? Did you guys see him behind me? All righty. So our trivia question was, in what region of the U.S. are most pistachios grown? Let's see. Janice Yamanaka said California. It doesn't look like anybody else took a guess. The answer is California, but more specifically, California's Central Valley. So Central Valley is where most of the pistachios are grown. I will tell you from experience that. So the Central Valley is like Bakersfield, up through Fresno, up in that area, right? That whole the I-5 corridor. So if you're taking an I-5 from, let's say you're going to go to, I don't know, Oregon, and you're driving, and you're going to go straight up I-5, right? So as soon as you come down from the Grapevine, which is, I don't know if that's still LA County or not. It might not be. But when you come down from the Grapevine, which is like a high altitude, and you come down, and then everything just flattens out into this big plain. And that's the Central Valley. So that's the start of the Central Valley. The highway splits. I think it goes 99 and I-5. It kind of splits there. And if you keep going up either one of those, 99 or I-5, you're in the heart of the Central Valley. And when you get to a certain point, you just see like acres and acres and miles of pistachio farms, and you just see the trees and you see the sign saying pistachio farms and everything. So yeah, the Central Valley, not a specific city, but in a large area of California. Central Valley is where they grow pistachios. Let's see. Eli is okay. So I was addressing Eli, but I don't think I properly said hello. So everybody else is doing that right now. time for another snack. All right. They really do need to work on that logo, though. That's like unreadable. I'm trying to remember where I got those. I might have got those at Ralph's, which is our Kroger store, or maybe even Ross. I think, but if you ever go into Ross, it says Ross Dress for Less, right? So the assumption is they have clothes. They actually have like they have like automotive stuff, mostly like automotive accessories and stuff, like steering wheel covers and phone holders and things along those lines. They have household goods. They have like some bar stools and little tables and things like that. They have linens. But one of the other things they do have is they have like snack foods, and they have a tendency sometimes to have some unusual snack foods. So they usually put those by the register when you're going through the little gerbil trail to the register. They probably do that knowing that, hey, if I'm standing in line and I'm hungry, maybe I should buy one of these snacks here. So I think this might be where I got this or not. So like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, etc., or Burlington. I actually think that those are all the same. They're all owned by the same company. I don't remember exactly what it is, but I know there's some sort of relation between Ross, TJ Maxx, and Marshalls, possibly. Might be TJ Maxx and Marshalls are the same company or something, but which I mean, it doesn't even make sense. In some places, you'll see a TJ Maxx and a Marshalls together, in the same area, and you're like, why? You're the same store. So yeah. All right. I know they carry a ton of Sanrio stuff. Yeah, I don't think that's where I got the salted yolk chips, though. I think I got those at Cost Plus World Market. And again, they do. You're talking about like Sanrio like products, like little bobbleheads and things like that, because they don't just make. Actually, I take that back. I was going to say they don't just make salted egg yolk chips. They don't make salted egg yolk chips at all. They license the character to the company that makes those chips. Costco Plus gets that's funny, Jules. Costco Plus. Rub it in. All right. We're doing some zaps. What was that? Hi, Doodle. Hi, you're back. Eli hasn't seen you. You want to come up and say hi to Eli? You want to come up and say hi to Eli? He's in there. He's in there, Doodle. He's in there. There's Eli. You want to say hi to Eli? You want to say hi? You want to say hi? No? Okay. We tried though, didn't we? We did. We tried. All right. We are doing a Zapp's product. Zapp's usually pretty good. I don't think I've had a Zapp's product. There's a few companies that when you try their snacks, there's like very few of them they're just not that great. Zapp's always good. Hare's always good. I don't know, you guys. What do you think? Like Cheetos, off and on. Cheetos can be off and on. Fritos could be off and on. Doritos are more miss than hit. Right, but some companies just do like everything just like really, really well. Zapp's is good. What are some other companies that you found that like no matter what flavor? Andy Caps, I think Andy Caps is pretty good. No matter what they're doing, it's usually pretty good. It may not always hit the mark what it's supposed to taste like, but it's almost always good. What do you guys think, Janice? Especially you. You've done a lot of these different products. All right, today we're doing Zapp's, and we are doing Zapp's Spicy Cajun pretzel, spicy Cajun pretzel sticks, STIX, because it's the trendy way of spelling the word stick. And so Zapp's was originally founded in 1985 by Ron Zapp, Zappe, which that's where the name comes from, in Gramercy, Louisiana. In 2011, the company was sold to Utz Quality Foods, founded in Hanover, PA. Maybe that's another one. Utz. Utz is usually pretty good. But it was founded in Hanover, PA, by Bill and Sally Utz in 1921. I think we've done some Utz products, and those are usually pretty good too. You guys are gonna. Oh, hang on. Okay, it was another alert, but it was just talking about World Central Kitchen is serving free meals to those affected by the Palisades fire and Eaton fire. So kudos to them. Those guys are great. I don't know if you're familiar with them, with World Central Kitchen. That is Chef Jose Andres organization, and they go like everywhere, like wherever there's a disaster, even in war zones. They'll even go to war zones and like feed people in the war zones and everything. So they're not partisan at all. They're not, they don't take sides or anything. They just go where they're needed, and they provide food and meals for people. So those guys are awesome. So that was just an alert that I just got about that. So. Anyways, Zapp again was founded in 1985 by Ron Zapp. Here's the question: what was his first flavor? What was the first flavor of Zapp's chips? What was the first flavor that they came out with? Hey, Tom is here. Late to the party? Well, we still have like over a half an hour left, so you're not too late, and we can do a recap when we do goop mélange. Oots and pants and oots and pants and oots and pants and oots. I think I've liked all the Zapp's products I tried. Yeah, Janice, they're really good. Oh, Jax is here. Welcome, Jax. He also claiming to be late to the party, but you're not late. So you're fashionably late. Let's put it that way. No, it's still time. We still have, I think, 3 more snacks to do. So, and we're going to do goop mélange afterwards. So we'll definitely do it today for the people who came in late. So there we go. All right. Did I miss anybody? I'd like to make an entrance. You did. All right. So again, our Zapp's trivia question: what was Zapp's first flavor? And it was not chocolate, which we used earlier. Doodle, you got to pace yourself, brother. I cannot give you another snack. You've had too much. Why don't you go ask your mom to make you some food? Why don't you go ask your mom to give you a dish of food? All right. You can't be eating snacks all day. Go ask your mom to make you some food. You know how to do that. You just go up to her and do the tongue thing that you do with me. When you want to eat, go do that. Go do that. Go ask for some food. He does that. Throw cheese at me, Julie. I'm not sure I get that, but that's okay. All right, here we go. Here we go. Spicy Cajun. I hate when they say naturally and artificially flavored. You're supposed to guess which is which. Now, it says spicy Cajun. There is a picture of what I assume to be a crawfish. Could be a shrimp, but I think it's a crawfish. And there is no crustacean in here. There is torula yeast, whatever that is. There's hickory smoke flavor. There's paprika. There's sunflower oil. I don't know what the artificial flavor is. It's like maybe it's the spice they use for crawfish. I don't know. We'll find out. Ooh, these are coated. They almost look sugar coated. Did I read sugar in the ingredients? I don't think so. No sugar. I don't know if it says artificial smoke flavor. Oh, no, it says natural hickory smoke flavor. So the smoke is not artificial. Yeah, but so Jules says he's way too pumped to be boiled. Have you ever seen a product for some sort of animal-based product, whether it be ham or eggs or anything, that had a mascot that wasn't smiling, knowing that you were eating its flesh in the product? Have you ever seen anything, any time? Have you ever bought a package of ground beef that had a cow on the outside that was like? Never. They have big smiles on their faces. There was an ad from the 1890s, might be the 1890s in France for I think it was for some sort of ham, and there was a pig with a chef's hat on. He had a huge knife and he was slicing himself into slices. Big smile on his face. Doesn't make no sense whatsoever. I want my cows to be happy to become steaks. Yeah. Feed me to somebody. That is so weird because the coating looks like sugar. These do pack some heat. I would say, well, I've been to crawfish boils before, and even they don't have as much heat as this. This has a really nice heat. What did I say? I mentioned what kind of pepper. Did they mention what kind of pepper? Just the spices. It doesn't say what kind of chili that they use for that. I don't think it's quite, it doesn't quite hit cayenne. It doesn't have the flavor of jalapeno though. Hard to say. Could be an extract. These are really pretty good though. That's why I kept on eating them. They're addictive. Now, let's talk about addictive hot things that you can eat. And let's talk about Pocky's Haunted Ghost Pepper Chips. So as Julie will tell you, whenever I would come up there, we would go hunting for them. So usually the Circle K or someplace like that would have the small bags. And for us, I think I can speak for Julie on this, but she can also back me up on it. Whenever we would eat or whenever we buy, like sometimes maybe we buy the family bag of the Pocky Haunted Ghost Pepper Chips and start eating those. So we might eat 1, 2, and then 3. And then after the third one, go like, I gotta pause. I gotta pause. And then you pause for about 5 minutes, and then you're like, no, I gotta have another one. And very, very quickly, like between me and Julie, like if me and Julie were eating these together, we'd have a bag of that done in no time. What do you think, Jules? How long do you think it would take you and me to eat an entire bag of the family size bag of the Pocky Haunted Ghost Pepper Chips? What do you think? Those are really good. Where's my thumb? Those are really good. I really like that a lot. All right. So our question was, what was Zapp's first flavor? Let's see. Do we get any answers on that? I have a Cutco cookbook from the 1950s where the pig is cooking itself with a big smile on its face too, right, Nashies? Did anyone answer this? What was Zapp's first flavor? Julie said, oh, yeah, okay. So Julie says voodoo. And Janice says Cajun crawtater. It was, in fact, Cajun crawtater. Cajun crawtater was Zapp's first flavor back in 1985. All righty, let's move on to our next snack. How many we got left? I think we got 2, maybe 3. Let's see. Ooh, how did that happen? You guys don't know what I'm talking about. That's okay. There we go. I'm just doing a little cleanup here. All right. We're doing this one next, are we? These are odd. I have to admit, these are odd. The thing I love about this, it says bonus pack, 50% more. Look at the size of this bag. It's 50% more. How much was in this before they added 50% more? I don't know. Anyways, these are Crunchy Cravings, which is the product line. Crunchy Cravings, honey, pineapple, habanero, sesame chips. There's a lot to take in there. Crunchy Cravings, honey, pineapple, habanero, sesame chips. I mean, there's a lot going on. The company that makes these is NNH International. The NNH stands for Nutty Naturals Holdings. Nutty Naturals. Do not put in the chat what you think that sounds like, and you're probably right. It does sound like that, but again, we're trying to be family friendly, so don't put that in there. It's Nutty Naturals Holdings. Now, when you go to look them up, apparently there's a bunch of companies or product lines called Nutty Naturals. They're really weird. But this product line is called Crunchy Cravings. They were founded in Nutty Naturals was founded in Paterson, New Jersey in 2011. This Nutty Naturals was founded in 2011. And again, it is honey, pineapple, habanero, sesame chips. So we will talk about habaneros. And the question is, where did habaneros get their name? Where did habaneros get their name? So let's go ahead and try this. It looks like it's kind of ripped there, and maybe we're just supposed to rip that open. These might be I'm going to go ahead and open the bottom. because these might be coated. I think I had something similar from CVS. I'm trying to remember where I got these. Might have got them at Sprouts. If I decide to go out and pay the GI price for a good chip, be a good chip, dagnabbit. Exactly. Jules, did you jump in on that whole Pocky thing? Like, I think I was asking, how long would it take you and I to go through a family-sized bag of the Pocky haunted ghost pepper chips? And one of the other reasons I brought up Pocky haunted ghost pepper chips was Pocky was the company that made the one chip challenge. And then, if you remember, back, I think it was 2023. Back in 2023, a 15-year-old kid with pre-existing conditions who wasn't even supposed to eat them because it says that you're supposed to be 18 or over, but they don't card you when you buy these. Ate at least one and died. And so they pulled them off the market in an abundance of caution and probably to avoid a lawsuit. And once they pulled them off the market, I don't know if they stopped buying them or they thought that the company had a bad name and they stopped selling the chips. So now you can't find any of the Pocky chips. They had some like amazing flavors like that. What was the Tropical one? The Tropical one, really, really good. And of course, the Haunted Ghost Pepper one was amazing. Probably I would say one of the hottest chips that you can buy, like, without but being a challenge one. And they don't make them anymore, so they don't make that product line anymore. So, it's disappointing because they made some really, really good products, but I don't know. Like I said, maybe it was an abundance of caution. Maybe they wanted to avoid a lawsuit. Once they pulled the one chip challenge off the market, then it just went downhill from there. So, unfortunately, let's see. Not long enough. Yeah, exactly. So these, like, if you ever get those, I'm trying to think of it's like an Asian snack mix, and they have the sesame crackers in there, but they're kind of like long and oval. These are not. These are not even a consistent shape, but they're mostly square, like that. Sweetness, first thing. You get the acidity of the pineapple. It's hard to tell because pineapple is sweet as well as tart, I guess. It's hard to tell where the honey begins and where the pineapple ends. Habanero, I'm not getting right away. Sesame is in the chip, so you can tell those sesame. Five Below still says those are the Pocky chips. Jules, get out there today. Jules, did you say you already checked the Five Below for the Pocky chips? These have a real original, a real different sweetness to them. Something really different. I've looked in 2 states. Oh man, yeah. Janice, do me an immense favor. If you go to Five Below next time, especially if you see the haunted ghost pepper chips, could you pick up some of those for me? And then I'm guessing we're going to see you at the end of the month. For those who don't know, Tom, old guy in Colorado, is going to be old guy in California, and so Janice and I and Tom are going to get together and do some stuff. These are really good, but they're really unique. Obviously, it's mostly sesame. You get the pineapple flavor. You get the habanero heat. It's not habanero hot, but sometimes that's okay because what's more important isn't so much the habanero heat, but the habanero flavor. I'm going to go out on a limb. Like even Carolina Reaper has a certain like fruity flavor, because, at the end of the day, peppers are fruit, right? But most of the products made with them, you usually lose that flavor after ghost pepper. So like once you start getting the ghost pepper and you start getting like into scorpion pepper and into Carolina Reaper, you start to lose that flavor and you get mostly heat. Habanero is kind of like that middle ground where you're getting heat and flavor. The only problem is it's inconsistent with products. So you might get a product that says it's habanero and you get the habanero flavor, but not so much of the heat. And then other times you might get the heat, but not so much of the flavor. This is a nice balance. It's probably not as hot as habanero, so you don't get that habanero heat. You do get habanero flavor. It goes really nicely with the pineapple flavor and that honey. And the honey is like an aftertaste. So it's really subtle and everything. Those are really good. I'm not a big fan of sweet stuff, but those are really good. I'm going to give them a thumbs up. I could use some socks with habanero warmth. Well, it's funny you mentioned that because if you ever get those, what are those patches that they put on you? Like when you have muscle pain and everything, they put those patches on you, like icy hot, I think they call them. And they actually use capsaicin in them. Capsaicin is what they put in it to make it hot. But I wouldn't eat one. They had the most usable flavor. They do, Jax. I agree with you. I could use some socks with habanero. What socks do I have on today? I like funky socks. Let's see what I have on today. I have on, my coffee socks. I don't know if you can see that. They're like cups of coffee. I have my coffee socks on. Capsaicin patches. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And then they add something like menthol or eucalyptus or something like that to have that cooling as well. So you have the heat from the capsaicin and then the menthol to give it that kind of cooling effect. And that's where the hot and cold patches come in. All right. Did we answer the question? We did not. The question was, where did habaneros get their name? Let's see. Okay. Janice Yamanaka was the first one to answer that. She said, from the Cuban city of La Habana. Let's see. Tom said, habaneros got their name from Kyle Habanero. He grew them in his basement until they made it big. He sold the seeds and made millions. That may not be the right answer, but it's the best one. It's the best answer. Let's see. Did anybody else answer the question? Is the habanero at the end just like the heat? No, you get the heat at the beginning. You don't really, you get some of the habanero flavor, and that's like all the way through it. It looks like those are the only answers. Janice is correct. Well, I'll elaborate on that. So Janice is correct that they are named after the Cuban city of La Habana. La Habana in English is Havana. So the city of Havana, Cuba, that's where habaneros get their name because of the Spanish name or the Cuban name for the city is La Habana. Sort of like you guys have seen the Hoya Vera shirts. The Hoya Vera shirts. It looks like Guayabera. You've seen the shirts. They have the pockets. Like usually it's like 4 pockets, and it's kind of like the shirts that I wear, but they have pockets on them. And they call them guayaberas because the people who picked guava, which is I'm trying to remember what the Spanish name for guava was. It's guava something. The people who would pick them, the guavas are only about that big. They would pick the guavas, they would put them in the pockets. So that's why that shirt is called a guayabera shirt, because the people who picked the guavas, the shirt's named after them. You were waiting for me to kick the beer mug over. That was going to happen. I'm surprised it didn't happen. Actually, there was probably a greater chance that I was going to knock over the lobster chowder. See, we're at 2:44 and we have one snack left. We're doing great. We will have plenty of time to do goût mélange. All right. So let's see. We did that. And we are in our last one. Just doing our housekeeping. All right. So the next one, we have done their products before. I think Julie did one of their products for one of the live streams that she did. This is from Righteous Felon. Jules, you did a Righteous Felon jerky, didn't you? I think I remember you doing a Righteous Felon jerky. Don't show your feet on stream, Val, or you will have John's. Yeah, tell me about it. To have John's socks coming in and asking you to wear wool socks. Yeah, exactly. That is such a good jerky. They are a good jerky company. But Jules, you did. Correct me if I'm wrong. You on one of the. It was either one of the live streams or one of the episodes that you did. You did one of the Righteous Felon flavors, didn't you? I think. Yes. No. Maybe so. Righteous Felon was founded in 2012 by Brendan Michael and Kyle Colley brothers, Tucker Reinhardt, Kyle Whitmore, Jeff Walk, and Bill Cohen in Westchester, Pennsylvania. Now, if you go to their website, it's kind of like they poke a lot of fun at it about being the whole thing about the felon thing, because they say that they started making and selling jerky as kids, and they would sell it in school, and then they would be like, you know, they went through this whole thing, and it was supposed to be like incarceration and everything else like that, but it was like, you know, not they weren't like committing any major crimes or anything. I don't know why they call it Righteous Felon, but that you know, there it is. But they do have a lot of very interesting flavors, and they and their jerky is really, really good. So, and again, there was a bunch of teenagers that got together, and they bought a dehydrator, and they started making their own jerky, and they started selling it, and it got really popular, and now it's really, really popular. So this particular one is Fiery Habanero. We're back to the habanero again. Fiery Habanero beef stick. So this is the first time we tried one of their beef sticks. We've done their jerky before. I think Julie. Julie did the Marilyn Monroe, which it had the crab seasoning, the Bay, was it Old Bay seasoning or something like that in it, the Marilyn Monroe. So yeah, Julie did do one of them. I think we did one of them before, and but we've not done any of the beef sticks. So this is the first time doing the beef stick. We may have done one together when you were here. Yeah, but Julie, you and I, we've never done a beef stick. So this is the first time we're doing one of their beef sticks. And again, this is Fiery Habanero beef stick. So the question is, again, Righteous Felon has been a company since 2012. What was the first flavor created by Righteous Felon? Again, what was the first flavor created by Righteous Felon? So we're going to go ahead and try this. It is spicy and smoky beef stick, natural smoke flavor added, made with 100% beef raised with no antibiotics and added hormones, no added nitrates or nitrites. Gluten-free, soy-free, paleo-friendly, 1 gram of sugar, 9 gram of protein. All right, let's give this a shot. Maybe. Snap into a Slim Jim. Oh, I can smell the smoke. I will tell you that sometimes when I'm trying something, I eat 2, maybe 3 of them, and I don't quite get what they're going for. And then later on, I might snack on the bag or something, and I eat more. And eventually it kicks in. But my thing is like, it's still, my review is still valid. It's just that you shouldn't have to go through half a bag before you start to get the flavors that they're going for. So anything with that heat is like that. If you got to eat 10 or 15 or 20 of them before you start to get the heat, before you start to get the, you know, the, whatever that flavor is supposed to be, you know, I have to question that. All right, this definitely has habanero heat. It comes in really slowly. So when you take that first bite, it does have like vinegar taste to it. I didn't see, let's see. No, they didn't list the ingredients, but it definitely tastes like a vinegar in there. Brown sugar, citric acid, maybe that's what it is. Celery powder, red pepper, liquid smoke, dried habanero flakes, black pepper, garlic, onion, all good stuff. Cherry powder. Well, that's interesting. Coriander, rosemary, chili powder, ground habanero, ground clove, collagen casing. Wow, interesting. Some cool stuff. That's pretty good. The thing about these beef sticks, it doesn't matter what company it is. I don't care if it's Jack Link's or Slim Jim, whatever it is. The problem with them is that they tend to be a little bit greasy and a little bit mealy. Like they're kind of pulpy. Oh my God. That hits. That habanero hits there. They can kind of be pulpy and greasy. And so some of them are kind of like, even if they get the flavor right and everything, the texture of those meat sticks are just not good. But this one's not so much. This one has a little bit of texture to it, a little bit of bite to it. Really nice habanero flavor and heat. Those are really good. That's a thumbs up. I still get the habanero tickling the back of my throat. So, wow. I prefer jerky over the sticks. So have you had the sticks, Jules? The oil murders me. Yeah, it does. It will. But I don't know why they put that like that. They put that like grease or whatever it is on the outside of it. It's just kind of maybe unnecessary. All right. So that again, big thumbs up. They're another one of those companies where never had one of their products that was not good. So the question was, what was the first flavor created by Righteous Felon? Ice Hand said Big House beef flavor. I don't know if that's one of their flavors or not, but it sure sounds like it should be. Let's see. Janice says OG hickory. Let's see. Was there any other ones? I didn't see any other. Pulpy grease. Pulpy grease is why I like meat sticks. Too much information, Tom. I'm guessing so the sticks don't dry out. Oh, yeah, maybe, Jax. Yeah, you are correct, Janice. The first flavor created by Righteous Felon was OG hickory. So you are actually correct. All right. And again, it's like building saliva, and I'm like choking on that. Or to keep shape. Maybe, like, what do you think happens to it if they don't? All right, it's goût mélange time. We have 8 minutes left. We might need a little bit more, but we're okay. Okay, so let's start with these. These rocks. They even make noise when you're pouring them in. And the let's see, will these sesame things break up a little bit? These are really good, by the way. They break up some. It occurs to me that sometimes when we do this goût mélange, we're essentially just doing Czech mix. Nashy's like, goop, goop, goop. That'd be like our chant. Goop, 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 goop. I am going to make a goût mélange. I mean, the actual goût mélange from the Odd Couple. The thing is, I'm trying to get in touch with Paramount because I'm going to need permission because I want to use the clip of when they actually made the goût mélange. What do I need? I need water, and I don't have any today. Or I'll just use a broom. Yeah, so I want to use the actual clip from the Odd Couple when Oscar is serving Felix the goût mélange. But I need to get permission from, especially because we monetize, so I would need to get permission from Paramount to do that. So I'm looking to do that. But at some point in time, we are actually going to make real goût mélange. Or as Oscar says, I was going to call it goop, but I like your name better. I'm going to call it goût mélange. All right, that's 3. Yeah, that's 3. I think the pistachios, we're just pour some of those in. Hi, Doodle. Look at Doodle in the corner. That ought to be enough. So here's going to be the fun thing. Do you remember what our first snack was? Who remembers what our first snack was today? Anybody out there who remembers what our first snack was today? Miguel says, it looks like you said, I just subscribed, Nashi's. So I will tell you, as long as we're on that subject, is that I always tell you at the end of the episode, on the end of the live stream, to check out the other featured channels. Oh, that really smells like egg. The other featured channels that we support and that we recommend to you. And so when I looked at it, I saw the order they were sorted at, and in that order, some of the ones in the beginning, like when you first start looking at them, haven't posted anything for like 2 years or so, like Cereal File and Food Taster TV, and I kind of moved them to the back. Not that I'm not recommending them, because I am. They do some great episodes, but they're not doing new episodes. They haven't done any in years. And so what I did was I moved some of the newer channels, or some of at least the newer ones that we've experienced, I moved them up a little bit. So like, Nashi's Gamer Nick has a new channel, and I put his in there. I think he's like in the 10s. His subscriber count is in the 10s or something. But definitely check those out. Gamer Nick, typically his videos on his other channel were game based, and now he's starting to get into like food reviews and stuff like that. So and he's doing a pretty good job at it. You can tell like he's kind of starting out at doing it. So he's like doing this like I think it's even a handheld camera, if I'm not mistaken. But I think it's going to be like it's really good right now, and I think it's going to get better. So and Nashi's, I also moved Nashi's up toward the front as well. Not that her channel's that new, but that it's new to. No, Dooley, you can't have this. This has habanero in it. I'll be chasing all. You'll be like burying your face in your water bowl. You can't have that. You trust me. You don't want that. Trust me. That would be the most unpleasant thing you eat all day. I promise you that. Yes, Janice is correct. So the first thing, and an ice hand, that's the first thing we ate. So it was a snack. It was one of the things that we ate, which means it goes in here. So that's going to be fun and interesting. Let's see. Do I have a spoon here? I think so. Let's use this spoon. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. See if we can get some chunks of lobster in there. This is going to be a moist goût mélange. Yeah, that's pretty much what I did, Janice. It's going to make those chips mushy, but, There we go. All right, here we go. Now, sometimes we're doing stuff with chocolate, really sweet stuff. We're not so much today. Oh. Forgot about the Pocky. You guys didn't remind me about the Pocky. Well, I just said sweet stuff. The pineapple honey, yeah, but then remember that there was habanero in there too, and sesame. So that kind of like, even though it was sweet, it wasn't like candy sweet. It does, Janice. Right, Tom? We almost never do, though. All right, Jules, you taking off? Okay, I'll talk to you soon, Jules. actually did add some sweetness to it. The Snack Club corn, toasted corn, still has some crunch to it. Definitely tasting that meat stick. How cold is it there, Jules? That's actually pretty good. I would think that chowder would like take away from that, but it doesn't. That's pretty good. I'm gonna give that one a thumbs up. That's actually pretty good. Again, not something I would make and serve to people, but it's one of the better ones. All righty, so I thank you for joining us. I thank you for your concern as well. We are safe, but we're not completely out of the woods yet because anything could happen. We're not anticipating anything bad happening. Right now, for those who, I know some people asked earlier, we are approximately 10 miles from the nearest fire. It's kind of like in a circle around LA County. And we're somewhere in the middle of that circle. So, there's still a threat, but it's not as high where we are, but we're still going to be looking for it. And it doesn't mean that like we're safe. So, so what? We still have major concern for the other people because this is where we live. Right? Again, I know people personally who have lost everything, lost their homes. They got out with their lives, but they've lost everything, and I feel for them. And so if you guys can do anything to help, I'm going to put out a video, probably come out later this afternoon. I'm going to put out a video that will have links to places where you can call or contact or email or get online and help. Or if you're in the LA area, you can volunteer for things. Like, I know that, like, for instance, a lot of people in the LA area are trying to donate food and clothing and things like that. And a lot of those donation centers may be full and can't take anything else in. But you can donate. You can donate your time at those centers, and you can help work at those centers, and you can help distribute the food and clothing and stuff. And so help in any way you can. Like, if you're in the area, help. If you're remote, then there's a lot of different. Like World Central Kitchen, Jose Andres' organization that travels around the world in disaster zones and war zones, and feeds people. They're here, and they're doing their work. And if you can support those organizations, that's helpful as well. So again, I will have a video out later this afternoon. We'll have all that information in there in the notes, and do what you can to help. Keep these people in your hearts, and don't take light of it. It's a disaster, just like the flooding that happened in the South, the recent flooding that happened in the South. And people lost lives, people lost businesses, people lost everything, and we need to have hope, concern, and support for these people. So Angelinos are resilient; they will come back. But this is a major setback for the area, and we're going to do whatever we can to do to help, and hope you do as well. So again, I thank you all for your support. I thank you all for being members of our community. It's a great community, and everybody is just, really wonderful. I couldn't ask for it until today, when we had to ban somebody. But other than that, it's a great community. Love this community. The same people we see new people come in and everything. It's just a great community, and I just really love doing this. So thank you all for your support. Thank you all for your time. Thank you all for joining us, and thank you for letting us reach you. And if you have not subscribed to us, we are 158 subscribers from 6,000. Again, I think I mentioned earlier that once we hit 6,000 subscribers, we will do a special live stream called "These Are a Few of My Least Favorite Things," we'll be doing Val Kryptonite once we hit 6,000. So again, we're about 150 something away from that mark, maybe even 160, 150, 160, something like that, away from that mark. So as soon as we hit that, we're going to do, these are a few of my least favorite things that should be fun for you. And just remember to, if you have not subscribed, please do so if you enjoy the channel, if you enjoy the interaction that we have here. And also check out the other channels. We talked about this earlier, so if you don't know who those are, go to our main YouTube channel page, scroll down to featured channels and look in there. And again, I've changed the arrangement and everything, so some of the other ones come forward for you. But definitely check them out. We wouldn't recommend them to you if we didn't think you would like them. Definitely check them out. And when you do, subscribe to them, give them a like the videos, and leave comments on the videos and everything, because it helps them. So we thank you all so much. So if you are in the LA area, please be careful. Please. I mean, I say that at the end of every episode, but in this case, it's like really, really valid. But no matter where you are, just remember that it's crazy. So please be careful. Take care of yourselves. Take care of others now more than ever. And we'll see you soon. So thanks for joining us today, everybody. Have a great week.